Oh, my stomach's growling. All right,
I
are we going to begin?
I think
How do we even begin? These are going to be
welcome
these
welcome
are
to
going to
the
be
Creative
bloopers.
Type Podcast.
That's right. Creative Type Podcast. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is our very first uh, podcast episode. We're an introduction of ourselves first. Okay, so Lori, you want to begin?
Yeah, sure. I'm an artist who lives in Evansville, Indiana. I am married, and we have an 11-year-old daughter and three cats. One we just added to the family about a month ago. And as far as my painting practice, I paint abstracts. A lot of them are inspired by jazz music and still life. And recently I've added portraits. Jamie, what about you?
Oh boy. Yeah, good old Rudy, your new little kitty cat. He's so cute.
Yeah.
All right. So, my name is Jamie Haney, and I'm an artist. I live and I paint mostly, and I live in New Harmony, Indiana. Well, outside of New Harmony, out in the country. And let's see, I've been married to my husband for too long to even count. And we have a 17-year-old son together, Asher. And I got a bunch of cats too. Sometimes there's more than others. I got one that comes and goes, and recently lost my Zoe, and I had her for 12 years, and she was always in the
Yeah.
studio with me. So I'm missing her. I lost her just around New Year's, so it's been hard, but and it's lonely here in the studio without her. But I'm
Yeah.
also an avid gardener. I got tons of flowers all around my house, and a lot of times that influences my subject matter and what I paint. And I try to add in my paintings an air of mystery into all of my paintings. Try. Doesn't always happen, but I try.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
all we can do is try, right?
that's right. Okay, Lori. So let's tell the audience how we met. We've met in person before. We did not meet online. We met in person, right? So
Yeah.
why don't
Yeah.
you say? Yeah.
The first time I met you was at Funk in the City. It's a local art festival have here in Evansville. And I remember walking into your booth and just I was amazed at all your beautiful paintings. This one with it was uh, a long painting with a lotus on it, and I was just blown away. It was gorgeous. And I
Oh,
remember
thank
talking
you.
to you. You're welcome. And I remember talking to you, meeting you for the first time, and you were so enthusiastic and just you just seemed like you had a great personality, and you were really excited to know if I was an artist or not. Because Funk in the City, of course, you have your art buyers, but then a lot of artists gravitate to those too to see who all's out there.
Right, right. Yeah, I remember. I don't remember that encounter, but I probably asked if you were an artist because of the questions you were asking me. Not everyone will say, like, "Oh, I like your brushwork in there."
Yeah,
The average, collector or person looking is not going to say that. So I probably had some clues, and that's why I asked you. I'm always curious to know if a
right.
person is, and like you said, more times than not, usually they're creative in some way if they're at
Oh
the
yeah,
art show, right? And
yeah,
I remember my first remembrance of you is while we were at that lunch and learn at Stat Gallery in Evansville,
yeah.
and we were all sitting around these tables, and you were one or two people away from me, and there was something about you that I liked. And this has been several years ago. And I remember that you were kind of unsure of yourself,
Yeah.
and I tried to help boost your confidence, and you weren't even calling yourself an artist yet. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
You didn't like to call yourself an artist, and you were an artist, and I've watched you evolve, and it's just been amazing. You've really come into yourself, especially this last couple of years. And
Oh, thank
I
you. Thank you
love your
so much.
abstracts. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I really credit a lot of my progress to being a part of our community that we created for ourselves.
That's right.
Uh, you and me and Sandy and Vicky,
Yes.
we just kind of we created our own community.
Yep.
And I feel like ever since I've been a part of our little group, uh, my art has just evolved and improved so much because you guys inspire me so much.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I feel the same way. I don't know that my art has improved. You're very good about getting in the studio. But my attitude has improved greatly. Like, I want to be better, and I learn so much from you girls. It's just amazing. There used to be four of us, and now Sandy's she's our little gypsy. She's
Yeah.
gone around, but it's usually three of us, Vicky and Lori and I, and we call ourselves the Three Amigas.
Yeah.
Sometimes we even have a little private group that we talk to each other in on Facebook, and it's just been so fun, and we get along so well. We talk on Marco
Yeah.
Polo every single day, just nearly every day,
Oh, yeah.
multiple times a day.
Yeah.
So if there's any artists out there, if you haven't heard of Marco Polo, it's a free app. You can get the paid service, but oh my gosh, it has helped tremendously with the sense of community. And it is just the three of us now.
Mhm.
Uh, but it, I feel like even though it is nice to have other community, I really don't need anything else. You guys have just, it's so helpful to have local. But if you
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
able to find anybody local, I think that the use of the Marco Polo app or something like it, like Messenger groups, is that what that's called? Do you remember?
Yeah, messenger groups, Facebook groups, all that.
Yeah, but the video
Yeah.
that they have, something about talking live in
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
Marco Polo is kind of a walkie-talkie style, so only one person at a time can talk, which kinda is good because 'cause we're not talking over each other.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Actually, I like both. It depends on what we're doing. Like if we're having a little meeting, like a business type meeting where we're giving
Mhm.
each other ideas and advice and helping each other out. Sometimes it's good to be able to have that two-way conversation.
Yeah,
But Marco
definitely.
Polo is good for other things too.
Yeah, I agree. The the Marco Polo is good that you can just pick it up when you have time and listen.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah,
the Facebook, you have to be right there or you miss it, and there's no way to go back and listen. So
exactly.
you're right. They both have their pros and cons.
Yeah.
So this is our first. We've just started thinking about it late last year, about starting the podcast,
Yeah.
and we're learning. So we decided to add video to this, which is going to be on YouTube. But our main focus is the audio podcast part of it. So we're in our studios right now. If you're on the podcast and can't see, I can see Lori's beautiful work in progress behind her in shades of like chartreuse and teal. And I see a little violet in there, do I?
Maybe.
Yeah, a little up in the top corner there. And then let's see, I've got my latest paintings up behind me. And
Yes, and
well,
they're just gorgeous.
oh, thank you. It's kind
It's
of
kind of
off
a
for
new
me,
yeah,
different.
a
Yeah.
new thing for you.
Yeah, it just kinda came to me. I told you, like, in a vision, but not like the, "Ah," kind of vision.
Right.
It was just like I saw it in my head, and I had to paint it. It was just one of those things, and I did, and that doesn't happen very often. Usually, I kinda mull things over, procrastinate. I'm
Yeah.
really bad about that.
Oh,
But
me
now
too
you're the
sometimes.
doer. No, no, you're the
Well,
doer.
no, sometimes.
Oh, well, I know. Out of our group, you're the doer. You say you're gonna do something, and next thing we know, you've got it done. That's your
Yeah,
strong suit.
and you are going to start a series, I think, right? Like the
Yeah,
paintings behind you?
yes, that's my plan. Bathroom confessional.
Yeah.
That's what I've
I
come up
love
with,
it.
yeah. I love that too. It's just so fun because it's kind of quirky and odd, and it
Yeah.
reminds me of the '80s, and, I'm an '80s girl, so,
Yeah, me
uh, uh
too.
yeah, I know. I got a little bit of years on you, though, but, yeah, we're having a good time in the '80s, weren't we?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
a teenager, and, you were a young teenager then, right? I graduated in
Um,
'88,
well,
high
in
school.
'85, yeah, yeah, '80s, '90s.
Yeah, yeah. It's still a great time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so here I have a few things written. I have that muted. I'm so sorry. I don't know how we can delete that, but did you hear it?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, because I could hear it through my headphones. My
Oh,
phone just
okay.
rang, guys.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. All right, so I have few things jotted down about what this podcast is. How is this going to benefit you as the listener or as the viewer, right? So, Lori, you jump in when you think you've got something else to add to this. So we're gonna have a down to earth conversation, as you can probably tell already, about the business of art and the day-to-day life as an artist, right? The ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly,
Yeah.
all of it. I think we're going to have relatable conversations, and occasionally we will work into interviewing artists and maybe even some collectors, some framers that we like, and
Gallery
other,
owners,
yes, and
maybe?
right, and other podcasts owners. And once we get our feet under us, right, that's when we
Right.
plan on doing that. My goal is to offer some practical strategies between the experiences of us both, and things that have worked and things that haven't worked too. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
and just sharing our thoughts about art and life and how they fit together. What
And the
else?
business side of things, and
Yeah, yeah,
because that's
exactly.
such a big part of everything, the
Oh
business
man,
side.
it
I don't
is.
think a lot of people realize how many hats we wear as artists.
Oh my God, I know.
We're the
There's a
unless you hire
we're
somebody
everything,
for certain
right?
things, we're
Yeah,
our bookkeeper, we're the painter, we're the
we're
pretty much
everything. Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. And I do wish that I was at the point to where I could hire some stuff out, but
Yeah, me too.
um, we'll get there eventually, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had my business for, gosh, I want to say almost 10 years now. And how
Really,
long
10
yeah,
years.
yeah, 10
Yeah.
years. It's been a slow burn, just
Yeah.
moving along kind of slow, but moving forward, always moving
Yeah,
forward,
yeah,
which is
always moving
good.
forward.
Life happens, especially when 10 years ago, my son was 6. So, having, and your daughter is 11,
Yeah.
so whenever you have young children, it really affects the amount of time that you can devote to it. And I see on some Facebook groups, some some girls were talking about how they have like really young ones, 2 years old. One has a newborn,
Yeah.
and I was trying to give them some of my wisdom. I don't know if they took it or not, or thought, who's this? But I remember thinking how, oh, I just as soon as he gets older, I'll have more time to work. But we really need to live in the moment, right? And
Yeah.
that time is so precious with our kids, and it's gone before you know it. Especially now that my kid's driving, he's got a car, and it just seems like I blinked. Almost feels like I just what happened to those
I
years?
know.
I don't know where they went, and I
Yeah,
know that
same here.
yeah, Autumn is 11.
Yeah, she'll be
Okay, I said her
driving in
name.
what, 4 or 5 years?
It won't be no time. I know. It'll be
Yeah.
it get here
It's gonna
so
be here,
quick.
it's gonna feel like tomorrow.
I know. And Asher has plans for the future, and I think about, oh man, we only have like a little bit of time left with him, and he's going to be off starting his
Oh, yeah.
life. So I living in the moment is, I guess, what I'm getting to on that, and to live where you're at right now. Do what you can with your art
Yeah.
business, and I got news for you. If you sold any art, you're an art business.
That's
you're
right.
you're in business. So if you've sold a piece, you're in business. And I think a lot of us want to sell our work now. And I know that. What do you remember the first
Yeah.
piece you sold?
Oh my gosh. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it was it's gonna sound really kinda quirky and weird, but it was this witch that was swirling like a tornado.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
My aunt bought it, and
Oh,
for many of us, I think the first work we sold was probably to a friend or family member,
yeah, yeah.
but, yeah, it was just a really quirky piece.
Oh, that sounds
What
awesome. I love the spooky stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
and
and
here's
you and
another
your
little
ghost
I
hunts
know a
and
little fun fact about me. I'm into the paranormal, and I've got a ghost hunt this weekend, tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. I'm going to
yeah.
Cheney Mansion in Illinois. So I'm excited. But, I was trying to think long and hard. I cannot remember the first piece that I sold. Isn't that
Really?
crazy? Yeah, I don't remember. Uh, I sure don't. I wish I could. I'll have to look back in my
Yeah.
files and see if I can remember that.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% sure that was the first painting I sold, but that's the first one I can remember for sure, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, that's cool. All right. Well, we've been talking about 20 minutes now. So, do we want to wrap this first podcast up for the
I
introduction?
I think so.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And like I said, we're learning as we go. So we may not have an intro and outro music, but we've got something picked out. So if you hear it, then we figured it out. Well, thanks for listening. And
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. So, Lori, I guess I'll see you next time. And I'll see you on Marco Polo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are you, bye.
See you later.
Okay. So, are you going to stop recording or no? Keep recording. And this will be our blooper roll. And we'll talk
Okay.
about what we need to do next. I can't believe I should
Okay.
have had that picked out when my first painting. How can I not remember that? I have no clue. No
Well,
clue.
and that's the first one I remember. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
that was my first one. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And you know
But,
how memories are.
yeah, I
Oh
know.
well. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and stop this. And I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
You don't sound so confident.
Well, I totally forgot to mention the mental health aspect of everything, and
Oh
that's
well,
okay though.
we're
It'll come
still
out in the
rolling.
future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this will be on the YouTube video for sure, and maybe we can even add that in. We'll add this into the. We gotta have a B roll, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like some of our favorite. Let's go ahead and mention some of our favorite ones. I like Art Juice. That's one of my top favorites. What's your
Oh,
top favorite?
podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, probably Miriam Schulman is my
Yeah.
favorite.
The
I love
inspiration
her
place.
voice
I do
and
too.
just her peppiness. She's so
Yeah. Yeah.
enthusiastic. I
Her New
just love her.
Yorker accent. I love her
Yeah,
accent.
I
I
do
think it's
too.
so cute. And
Yeah.
she really gives a lot of value. Man, I
Oh,
learned so
yeah,
much on that podcast.
I do
Maybe
too.
someday we'll get her on here. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be. I think we'd be high rolling if we get there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we both like the Messy Studio too.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that one
that's great.
also.
Rebecca Kroll,
Yeah.
Kroll.
Kroll. I
Can't
think it's
remember.
Kroll.
Kroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right. Well, so we'll just keep it rolling, you guys. This is our first one. So we're learning. We're gonna make
Yeah.
mistakes. We hope you stick with us. Uh, I know it's a little early, but podcasts are completely ruled by reviews, right? So if you like us, go ahead and give us a review. Why not, right?
We would
We'd
love
love to have
that.
it. Yeah, give us some stars. We'd love to have all 5 stars, right? Because and then tell us what you'd like to hear. We've got
Oh,
all
yeah.
kinds of stuff set up. I forgot we need to mention that. We've got a Facebook page and a Facebook
Yeah.
group. Do
A
you remember? Is
YouTube
it
channel,
YouTube channel? And I haven't
Instagram.
and a website and an email. So if you
Yeah.
want to email us, drop us a line at creativetypepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think of the podcast, the first one, or if you're just joining us and we've got a bunch under our belt, let us know how it's going. And
Yeah. And
if you'd
our
like to,
website, oh, sorry. Our
oh, I was just going to
website
say,
is going to be www.creativetypepodcast.com.
yep, yep. And just let us know what you would like for us to talk about, and we'll add that into our conversations.
Yeah, we have a list of people we'd love to interview, but we can always, edit that as we go along
That's right.
and
Exactly.
add more
Yeah.
people.
Add more. Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and sign off. And
Okay.
for real this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
Till next time.
That's right. Oh, we forgot. We're gonna do it weekly.
Oh, yeah. How do
That's
we
kind of
forget that?
important. I don't know.
This is
Okay.
real life, though.
This is real life, guys. Okay. Bye.
Bye.